Today is December 25th, 2025. It is 2:46 p.m. Today is day 25 of 365 days of tea for me. Welcome back to Tea is for Temidayo. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, so I started talking to you all yesterday about this situation that happened that caused me to realize that I didn't want to spend the holidays with my biological relatives anymore. Those were Thanksgiving of 2018 and then Christmas of 2019. I think I'm ready to start two pumps, y'all. I'm gonna put this on my butt so y'all can't watch. But yeah, I realized then I was done going to my biological relatives for the holidays. The thing was, even before those 2 days, those two different holiday moments, like I had started to kind of not spend the holidays with my biological relatives long before that. I mean, all done. And now we wait. I remember a couple of different instances in college. There are probably going to be more the more that I talk about them, but we'll start with those two. The first one being, I think it was like my junior year. Say my junior year probably, because it took us about a year for us to get to know one another, where I spent Thanksgiving with my friend Corinne. My friend at the time, his name was Corinne. Yeah, I think it was junior year, because I think I remember I was living in my townhome, which is my adolescent home, not the apartment building, which is our childhood space. I think that's right. Oh, yes. And then I was also designing that show. It might have actually been fall senior year. Because that semester, was that? Anyway, I had costume designed a show called For and in Behalf of, which was based on the Mormon ritual of baptisms for the dead. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But I remember I was going to like a lot of stores at the time because I was shopping for the costumes for the actors, and I bought myself this duffel bag that was like from one of those discount stores at the time. I think it was called Rugged Warehouse. Shout out to Rugged Warehouse, RIP. And it was camo, and it had like a big orange Adidas logo on it, and I remember getting it, and I packed that duffel bag to take to Corinne's for Thanksgiving, which also was a sleepover for us to be able to also hang out on Black Friday. But yeah, that was one time where I like didn't spend the holidays with my family. Another time I didn't spend the holidays with my family. Once upon a time I was dating this guy who, that's a series in and of itself, who wanted to spend Christmas with me, but also didn't want to spend Christmas with me. Again, very complicated situation. My skin looks amazing. Now that I'm not sick, I'm like, oh, I feel like a person. But yes, so that was the fall semester of my senior year of college, which was 2010. Oop, just aged myself. Oop, it's got my own stray. Yes, fall semester. No, is that true? No, it's not 2010 because I graduated high school in 2011. Oh, God. I didn't age myself. I just, like, overaged myself. Well, maybe I guess I did age myself. Anyway, great. So now we don't know. But anyway, fall semester of my senior year of college, the person who I was dating at the time wanted me to spend Christmas with them. So he came to my adolescent home and picked me up, and I spent the Christmas long weekend essentially with him and his dad and his dad's family in upstate New York. Um, yeah, it ended up actually being pretty chill. His family was very welcoming, even though it was incredibly last minute. I mean, they literally picked me up like the night before they were set to head out because he thought on a whim, oh, I should ask them. And my mom was like, I don't really care. Because at that point we were kind of done. Um, and and by done I mean we were done just like making a big to do of everybody coming home for the holidays and all that stuff. So yeah, those are just two. I know I've spent like holidays with Laura, my best friend. I don't know if I spent like the actual day with her, but usually like hovering around the day. Like there was definitely one year where we had Thanksgiving at my place with my like I had it with my kind of nuclear relatives, and then um she came to pick me up, and then I spent the night, and then we went because we went shopping that night, and then we also went shopping the next day for Black Friday. Um, but yeah, yeah, and I think that was the first semester that I was in college because it was my first Thanksgiving back home, and I was like, it felt like a bigger to do at the time because again, it was like I was gone and then I was back, right? And so, in college you get those like benchmarks of Christmas break, sometimes they could be fall break. I don't think my campus was at the time. And then, like winter break and then spring break. And so those felt like big, like, okay, everybody come home for those moments, K through 12, plus, 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 plus moments. And then when everybody graduates high school, or, if they decide to pursue like college and they're going away, they come back, then it feels like, okay, yeah, these are like big times for us to all kind of lock in together once again. But once that stopped happening, it was like everybody had graduated high school, folks were moving out. Yes, I think I was the only one that had like at that point that was away on to college, so I was the only one coming back. It just felt like more chill. Um, yeah, not to say like all of my experiences around the holidays have been like bad or detrimental or like mentally taxing or whatever. Like there's definitely been some times that have been pretty chill. But the fact that we were a Muslim family meant like Christmas was also never that big of a deal to begin with because for us it was just like another day to have a sort of Thanksgiving style feast. And so Thanksgiving, growing up was my favorite holiday. I've since kind of changed my relationship to Thanksgiving because of the information that I have learned, obviously, with the mass slaughtering of so many indigenous people here, and also like what that day means to this community. I know we have a relationship as Black people to Thanksgiving, Black people living in the United States, Black people who were born and raised in the United States or grew up with that culture have it, in a relationship to it. And so that lives with me, and like truly the only reason that I think I continue to even commemorate Thanksgiving is because of like Black, queer, and trans people who just want to get together and like check in with each other, feed each other, and celebrate milestones with each other. I'd love to make it more of like a harvest situation that happens closer to the autumn equinox, rather than to this specific third or fourth Thursday in November. But you know, I think we'll get there. I'm ready when everybody else is, for real. I think maybe if I started, then people will kind of join in on it. So that way we don't have to commemorate such a traumatic day. You know, the same way that I don't want to really commemorate any of my own trauma, I don't really want to commemorate the trauma of other people. So On that note, thank you so much for watching. If you watched this far, congratulations, you're an incredible human being. If you didn't get this far, then you won't see this message. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Christmas, everybody! Happy Christmas, the pagan style. Happy Christmas, however you celebrate. Also, happy belated Hanukkah to those who celebrate. Tomorrow will be the first day of Kwanzaa, so excited for that! Truly, my skin looks amazing. I don't know what's going on, but I think it's just like, I feel good. I hope you have a wonderful day. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you tomorrow. Bye.